It's relatively clear that the New South Wales Blues have a monumentally large selection decision to make heading into Game 3 of the State of Origin series following their victory over the Queensland Maroons in Perth on Sunday evening. Of course, 44 points to 12. It's going to make things very difficult for Brad Fittler to change a winning team. Of course, Matt Burton made his debut in the centres and was excellent. Stephen Crichton was serviceable, albeit not fantastic. But there's a real question now for Fittler because Latrell Mitchell is about to return for South Sydney after his excellent performances in Origin last year. And of course, Jack Whiten, who was superb in Game 1, will also be fit for Game 3. Having played in the centres there, Burton really came in because Whiten was out. But you can't drop Burton now. So there's a real question for the Blues over how they actually pick their team for Game 3. Mitchell, you can't leave him out based on what he did last year. I think Stephen Crichton will probably be the unlucky one in the mix here. He was, as I said, serviceable at best last night. So you'd probably expect to see one of Whiten or Latrell Mitchell start for Crichton, who I think will be dropped altogether. Burton will certainly retain his place, and then Whiten or Mitchell, the one that misses out, could well yet come from the interchange bench. Of course, the Blues played CSF for Talakai there last night, and while he does have the added advantage of being able to play in the middle or the back row, they didn't use him until quite late in the piece, and even that came with with Payne Haas only playing 40-odd minutes. There's some big minute plays in that Blues side now, the way they picked it for Game 2, so they don't necessarily need the extra forward on the bench. And you could see Whiten picked in that utility role with Coruscant there as well. Just to add a bit of extra strike to that back line. Certainly, it's going to be a really difficult selection question for Fittler, just which way he goes with his side for Game 3 now, because there's too many good players for too few positions, just after last night's victory there. And being a decider, do you go with Origin experience? Do you go with form? A lot of questions that will need to be asked in the next week or so, if no injuries occur, and they're all, of course, fit, as I said. Mitchell may well be overlooked yet as well, just because of the fact that he hasn't played much football recently, recovering from that hamstring injury and then COVID. But yeah, really up for dispute who comes into this side or who stays in this side.